In this presentation, I will be discussing Chapter 10, the process of interpreting. What is interpreting? Interpreting can be defined as the facilitating of oral or sign language communication either simultaneously or consecutively between users of different languages. Sign language interpreting is a complex process that requires a high degree of linguistic, cognitive, and technical skills in both English and American Sign Language. Interpreting versus translation. Because the two are used frequently, many people get confused between what interpreting means and what translation means. Interpreting is done in real time, meaning the interpretation takes place the same time more information is being relayed to the interpreter. Translation is the transference of meaning from text to text or word for word. Translators have time to consider and revise what is being said, whereas interpreters have to achieve the source message and the correct interpretation simultaneously. Modes of interpreting. There are 5 modes of interpreting. They are simultaneous, consecutive, whispered, relay, and liaison interpreting. Steps in interpretation. There are 5 main steps to interpreting, and they each have important keynotes to remember. The first step is to take in the source language. And under that category we have physical requirements, which is the ability to see or hear the incoming message, physical and mental endurance, patience, do not rush the process. Cognitive competence is skills in both ASL and English, the ability and knowledge to break down meaning of words, and the ability to store, connect, and retrieve quickly. Linguistic and cultural requirements is basically just the knowledge of registers in each language and different cultures, and the proper use of turn taking, turn retaining, and reciprocal signals in each language. Social competence is good social skills to support effective interpretation. The second step is analyze deep structure meaning. Under that we have cognitive competence, the ability to think critically. You must have critical listening and thinking skills, discipline, and awareness of his or her own beliefs. Linguistic and cultural requirements is the ability to recognize different structures in each language, the ability to recognize subtleties, innuendos, etc., and to be able to adapt to cultural-based signs. The third step is to apply contextual and/or schema screen. Under that we have cohort groups, which is the ability to recognize different word meanings and the ability to retain information. Schema is the ability to reduce similarities and differences in the consumer's background that may affect the interpretation. Contextual factors is the ability to have the knowledge and skills required to know the meaning of the message before it is spoken. The fourth point is to formulate or rehearse equivalent messages. Under that we have linguistic competence, which is bilingual, and to have knowledge of registers and discourse. Cultural competence is to have bicultural expertise. And the last and final step in interpretation is to produce the target language interpretation. Under that we have linguistics and cultural adaptations, which is the ability to use the expertise and to apply it to the target language that complement the speaker and his or her goals. And on the PowerPoint there's a chart you can look at to get a better look and a better understanding of these steps, and I would highly recommend you go over this chart because these steps are very important for all interpreters to know. Well, that concludes my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.